These themes are sure to inspire awe and lift up your spirits. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 heartwarming messages from movies.
I happen to believe you make your own destiny. You have to do the best with what God gave you.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at big screen moments that may make you reevaluate your life, as well as dream bigger and better.
When life gets you down, you know what you gotta do?
I don't want to know what you gotta do.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming.
Number 10. Keep breathing. Castaway.
I had to keep breathing, even though there was no reason to hope.
After Chuck's plane crashes into the Pacific Ocean, he washes up on an uninhabited island. He spends the next 4 years fighting the elements and trying to get home to the love of his life, Kelly. But when he finally escapes, he finds that Kelly has moved on with her life. This leads to an incredibly heartbreaking scene when Chuck realizes that he has to let the idea of Kelly go.
I always knew you were alive, I knew it. But everybody said I had to stop saying that I had to let you go.
What's the message here? You have to get up every day and keep breathing. Who knows what the tide could bring? It was a hard lesson to learn, but this film gave us an inspiring message of love and hope.
But I'm so grateful that she was with me on that island.
Number 9. Love Always Wins. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Do not pity the dead, Harry. Pity the living. And above all those who live without love.
After many heartwarming messages about friendship, loyalty, and the power of magic, the last installment of the Harry Potter series gave us the most beautiful message of all. Love always wins.
Harry, Mama loves you. Dada loves you.
We finally understand why Professor Snape had been such a mysterious creeper to Harry after all this time. He was in love with Harry's mom, Lily, always, and this spoke to the heart of all things. Snape proved love always wins by trying to do the best for Harry. Snape, Severus Snape, what a romantic he was.
Always.
Number 8. Life is like a box of chocolates. Forrest Gump.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
As Forrest Gump navigates his way through life by showing Elvis how to dance, becoming a Vietnam War hero, and being the most successful shrimp fisherman in the world, we see a simple man accomplish extraordinary things by listening to the wise words of his mama.
Mama always had a way of explaining things so I could understand them.
He approached his life like an assorted box of confectionery candy, knowing that there may be some surprises, but you have to do the best with what life gives you. This message has it all: encouragement, inspiration, and of course, chocolate. Simply delightful.
Do you want a chocolate?
Number 7. Keep fighting for your dreams, no matter how impossible they may seem. Rudy.
Well, you know what my dad always said. Having dreams is what makes life tolerable.
In this biographical sports film, aspiring football star Rudy tries to be admitted to Notre Dame so he can play for the famous football team. With hard work and sublime dedication, he gets the opportunity to run the field, even if it's only for mere moments.
You ready, champ? I've been ready for this my whole life.
It doesn't matter if you're not the right size, shape, or if everyone keeps telling you no. If your heart is big enough, you can achieve almost anything. What more could you want from a movie like this? Number 6. You can either run from the past or learn from it. The Lion King.
But the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it.
Damn, that monkey is wise. The Lion King brought us all types of wonderful messages, but one of the biggest lessons comes from Rafiki. He smacks Simba on the head so that the big cat can learn from his past. But then when Simba takes Rafiki's stick, it's all a big drama.
Yeah, but it still hurts. Oh yes, the past can hurt.
But the lesson ultimately gets through to Simba, and the lion decides to come back home to reclaim his anointed land. In addition to Rafiki dispensing wise words, Cloud Mufasa also gave Simba important advice. Number 5. If you want something, go get it. The Pursuit of Happyness.
You want something, go get it. Period.
The road wasn't easy for Chris Gardner. As he struggles to survive on the street with his small son, life did not hand him any freebies. What makes this film even more moving is the fact that Will and Jaden Smith play father and son on screen, and their connection is so palpable. So when their characters have a heart-to-heart on a basketball court, it is especially poignant.
People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you can't do it.
After Chris tells his son he can't play basketball professionally when he's older, he quickly reneges on his own advice. Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something, not even me. By instilling in his son the values of being true to himself, he produces a truly inspiring and tear-jerking moment. Number 4. It's Not Your Fault. Good Will Hunting.
You see this? All this shit. This is not your fault.
Will is a math genius, but he battles with his past and is constantly getting in trouble with the law. In walks therapist Sean McGuire, who dishes some home truths to the misguided Will.
You're just a kid. You don't have the faintest idea what you're talking about.
Sean finally breaks through to him when he tells the janitor it wasn't his fault he was abused as a child. In other words, you are so much more than your past. Will was finally able to be honest with himself after he met someone who really challenged him. And after some crying and forgiveness, we can't help but find ourselves moved to tears as well.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Number 3. Hope is a Good Thing. The Shawshank Redemption.
Let me tell you something, my friend. Hope is a dangerous thing.
In prison for a crime he claims he didn't commit, Andy Dufresne learns to live a life he shouldn't deserve. In a moment of despair, his best friend Red tells him that having hope in prison is dangerous. But later, in a full circle moment in the film, Andy writes a letter to Red that says,
"Hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and no good thing ever dies."
With an incredible story about defying the odds, along with an unforgettable poster of Rita Hayworth, The Shawshank Redemption is one big stirring message of love and friendship. You can't help but weep while watching this film, so be sure to grab the tissues first.
I will be hoping that this letter finds you, and finds you well. Your friend, Andy.
Number 2. Let us all unite and free the world. The Great Dictator.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone.
What makes this film and its message so incredible is that it's still relevant decades after it first screened. Charlie Chaplin stars as the fictitious dictator Adenoid Hinkle, who is bent on creating a Jew-less society. But through a case of mistaken identity as a result of a poor Jewish barber looking exactly like the dictator, and who also happens to be played by Chaplin, the nation is ultimately addressed by the barber disguised as Hinkle.
You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate. Only the unloved hate. The unloved and the unnatural.
In his speech, he speaks of coming together as one, instead of dividing and destroying the world. This powerful message is made even more powerful considering Chaplin's bravery in calling out a dictator in the middle of the real-life Hitler regime at the time of the film's release.
Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
It really don't matter if I lose this fight. It really don't matter if this guy opens my head either. Because all I want to do is go the distance.
I tell you now that it was.
Shit, man, what happened? What happened?
I do not regret the things I've done, but those I did not do.
Lucas, how much? How much?
Number 1. Your life has purpose. It's a Wonderful Life.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
It's a wonderful life, and it has a wonderful message. Your life has purpose. In this 1946 classic, George is a grumpy businessman who takes his life and family for granted. On Christmas Eve, an angel comes to Earth and shows George what life would be like without him.
Strange, isn't it? Each man's life touches so many other lives. And when he isn't around, he leaves an awful hole, doesn't he?
In a night filled with revelations, he realizes that he's actually done many wonderful things with his life and affected so many people in the process. This inspiring lesson reminds us that life is a gift, and that we shouldn't forget that our lives matter to the people around us.
Every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
That's right. That's right. Attaboy, Clarence.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.